actor. So we just call, well, not data actors. Oh, shit. Yeah. This is interesting. So we'll need to call, well, data actors is fine. So we could call that just on the actor ID. Okay, I guess we could try that and see if that works first. And I need to go back down. So, well, okay, so data actors. And that should get us the actor. Then we need to get the slot ID, which we're doing there. And then we need to do a var act weapon equals game instance weapon. So I think we can do it that way. Instance. I believe we can define it with an empty constructor and it won't try and do any parameters. And then we can assign all this stuff to it. So this is the much easier way to do this. Then once we're done at the end here, we just say actor.equips, underscore equips 0, which is the slot ID. So actually we should use SID. Equals, and then we just say act weapon. And that should do what we want it to do. And we'll bypass any of the equipping parts. Well, actually, do we need to do change equipment, because that will then process the trait stuff. So I think we need to do change equipment, or change equip, I think is what it's called. Let's see. Change equip, slot ID, and then the item. Yeah. So change equip, slot ID, and the items. Change equip, SID, and then act weapon. And that should process all the stuff that needs to be processed, and update the game actor's game battler base class stuff as well. So that's probably the first place something will fail is in there. If something in here doesn't go on the load. So we need to change. So this is the easy part. We just gotta change this stuff to act weapon, and then this stuff to actors, let's say actor weps. Actor weapons, acts wep. Okay, that should do that. And if it's game party, for the game party weapons, we're just taking the list and setting it to game party weapons, because that's the easiest way to do it. We don't need that. Alright, so let's do a double check here, make sure we got everything. So we have two properties with this, with party weps and actor weps, which are this to underscore party weapons, this to underscore actor weapons. Configurable, there's a typo. So we set them to objects. They actually should be lists. Well, yeah, they should be lists, because they're going to have lists of objects in them. It's going to be a list of objects. So actually we don't even need this stuff. Oh, this is on creation. Save contents create. No, I don't think we don't need that actually, do we? That was when we were doing the object.keys for each. Since we're doing them directly now through just a for-in, I don't think we need to do this. We can just do that. Rather, actually, we need everything. So, there. And we won't need these. Okay. And we won't need this either. Next, what do we need to do for this? Same thing, except for this type party weapons. Okay, we won't need to do that. So there's that. Now, so we're just setting the party weapons to game party weapons because it's going to be the exact same. Hopefully, and then we have this. We're setting up the temporary weapon to store all this in, and then we are. So we'll need. So since we're calling an empty constructor, we will need to. So what if we? So what do we need for this? We need the actual game item. We need the ID, the slot ID, and the well, actually, a game actor wep. So this is actually, well, this should be stored as a game weapon. So maybe before we do this, we should try just loading in a game weapon as a game weapon. So, let's grab this. What's the other parameter? The third parameter is, oh, weapon type. Right. So that's going to be what? W type. And then true because it's a game weapon. And we'll see how that works. True, again, it should be SID. Alright, now, the error was at the loop here, so we'll see if we still have that issue or not. There's going to be a ton of issues that we're going to have to fix, but for now, alright, connected property equips when undefined. So, where's that at? Kind of in the same general area, sort of. So, actor is undefined. There's some breakpoints there. Start. So, AID is. Alright, so game actors data, it's fine, so we're calling, or game actors. Oh, we need to say game actors data. That's why it's throwing that error, at least one of the reasons why. Alright, there. Okay, so actor now is a game actor. Okay, that's good. So let's just see what happens. Okay, it said it saved. And we see a thing here. So now let's go to Toy Box. If I have it open, and I believe I do. Here we go. We'll just close one of these. We'll go ahead and load up a new project. So my plugins, AWP Advanced. Alright, so we have 3 saves. So here we go. VarWeps. Party weapons, we have 2. Ew. Empty array, so that's no good. What do we have in here? We actually have 4 in here. So actor weapons. Okay, cool. So these are the weapons that the actors have equipped. That's right. So base params. Well, these aren't correct, obviously. Let's see. What else is not right? The price is right. Level bonuses is not right. Is sent this false. Act ID is 1. Oh wait, no, these are right because those don't have any tags on them. Right. So those are actually correct. But I don't like... Well, actually, no, this is right, too, because we don't have any party weapons. So actually, it looks like it did save correctly. Now, let's actually get some weapons and then try and save it. Okay, PW ID is not defined. There we go. So, PW ID... Really? That's what you're going to throw out, is PW ID is not defined? When clearly it is. What line is it on? No, definitely there. PWID is not the... Oh, typo. Lowercase w, and that's the flippin' console. Oh, wow, they're all wrong. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Now that we fixed everything, it should work. Alright, we are broken. Or no, yeah, it should go. Oh wow, it is not going. There it goes. That was weird. Okay, grab some weapons, and let's go ahead and save. Okay, so we got saved. Toy box, refresh. Let's look at save 4. Alright, VarWeps. Okay, we have 2. Okay, so sword, which is fine. I'm more interested in the second one, though. Okay, here we go. So we got note tag, which is awesome. Good. These params are still not correct. So it looks like it's combining everything instead of storing it, because it's trying to convert a list into into an object or something. And every object has to have key value pair. Yeah, so that's kind of annoying. I'll have to figure all that out. Everything else looks like it's saved correctly except for anything that's a list, which is like half the stuff in here. And a lot of the most important stuff, like the traits, the parameters, the level bonuses, all the stuff that's awesome and makes this thing work properly. That's all just gone. We don't need it anymore. It doesn't need to be in the save file. Okay, so, well, it says at R, then it has a number. I'm actually hesitant to say that's not storing it at all, actually. Because, like, if you see here, 2. It has our thing here, and then it has the actual array. So I'm wondering if it's even storing anything at all. So maybe it's not even storing the value properly. Because it really shouldn't matter if it's a list or not. It should store it as a list, if it is a list. Kind of like how the Game Party Actors is. Data, this is a list. So it should have an array thing in here with stuff in it. So it looks like it's not even pulling the parameters correctly. But just fine. That's what we're here to do, is to figure stuff out. So GP weapons, let's just go ahead and put a, well, can't put brakes here, we have to put them over here. Let's put brakes on all the parameters. And on the traits, and on the level bonuses. So we can see what all that stuff is. Actually, it should be 1 off. So we can see what it gets set to, rather than what it's... So actually, we shouldn't even have these here. Alright, let's go ahead and do another save. We'll save over it. So, interesting, okay. Let's go ahead and get rid of all this. And we're going to add this to underscore party weapons. Ah. Maybe we should do something what we're doing with there, which is to store, like how we're loading it with the actors. Maybe we should save it this way with this as well, because what we're doing is we're basically trying to build a structure in this thing that we've created. But no, this should work. It should work this way. The question is PWID. Okay, so that's an object. Okay, now here we go. Add params. So these are loading in here correctly. But on the save file, it looks like it's combining them together or something. Well, no, it's not even combining them together. It's not saving them, because these don't equal those numbers that were showing up. So I think those are just some sort of identifier for the for whatever that structure is. So let's add this under game party. All right. So we kind of compare. And let's just put it at the end so we can actually just compare it all to each other. Or I'd like to put it there, but it's not letting me. Okay, continue to the next break. So let's take a look. And also, let's just go ahead and add another one for just this, or yeah, this underscore party weapons. So you kind of see what it looks like overall. So object. So yeah, why don't we try that? Let's just go here and comment this out for the moment. And instead of this, we're just going to say just going to do that. We're going to save it directly there and see what happens. See what it looks like in the save file. So yeah, game instance weapon. So this way we have the class type in here as well. Continue. So it looks like it's saved. No errors at least. Let's go ahead and do a refresh here and reopen this one. Alright, so we got party weapons. We only have 2 now, which is fine. Let's go to here. And I'm not seeing anything here. Interesting. Still getting all the actor weapons, but now we're not getting any data here. Okay. So let's check. I want to revisit my bank plugin for a second. So how did I save this? I'll need to load in the objects, I think. Okay, so the way that we saved it was we have a global thing called game banks. And we are populating that with bank records. And game banks is the variable for the class game banks. In this case, we're kind of doing something a little bit different. We have a class that's called game weapons and then a handler that handles the loading and saving. So in game instance weapon handler, we have these functions that we're storing stuff into. We're making them lists. In the case over here, that is actually set up as an object, I think. I'll need to look at managers. Or rather, it's set up as an instance of. So on ours, when we have the create objects, we are initializing it as an instance of game instance weapon handler. Okay, that's right. Did the similar thing with the game banks. It's a game banks instance. So yeah, we want to save it as just data, pure data. We don't want to save it as an game instance weapon object. We just want to basically create a structure within this and then load it from that structure when we load in the data. So let's go ahead and kill managers and banks. We don't need those anymore. Alright, so we definitely need to go this route, not that route. Actually, it was just a empty object. Okay, so now my main question is why are the lists being converted into, well, not being saved, I guess. There's going to be a couple of reasons for that. There's no errors, but maybe there's something when it's doing the conversion to JSON that's stripping them out or something. However, let me see, on the game banks, I shouldn't have closed it so soon. Did we not have a list in here? And actually I need the objects. So game banks, how's everything defined? So game banks, bank ID. So actually everything we have here is actually being stored as a not a list but an object. So maybe we do need to store those as objects, not lists. Rather, turn these into objects instead of lists. That might be why I'm not saving properly or something. Well, we'll see. We'll try saving it like this and see what happens with the save file. I think this is how they were originally, but we'll still give it a crack here and see what happens. Okay, so it's party weapons, PIWID object. Actually, let's look at the other one. I've only got one object in there right now. Okay, there we go. So we got both in here.
Okay, we got all those. We got the final params. We have level bonuses.
got the name, the note tag, sparams, traits, everything's in there. Okay, so what does toy box say is there? Okay, so we got that now. But yeah, see, here we are again with these. They don't have any value. There's no data stored in them. Because they are lists and not objects. And I think when you store it in here, it has to be JSON, so it has to be in that format. Otherwise, it doesn't get saved. That's going to be a... It's going to be a biatch to do. Alright then, so we got to turn them into lists. Object lists, not array lists, and we need to then be able to process them back out. So find a params equals wow, okay, so well, let's make these do a return. So base params. And we're going to pass through the value from, well, yeah, let's actually do this on here first. It'll be better to do it down here than up there. Okay. And then we will pass through this, and this will just be base params. So we're going to return an object. So how this will work is, let's put these down here, I guess. Alright, so we will have a var params equals this for var parm and bp list. So this is just going to be a list of values. So all we really need to do is, actually, what we can do is this. We should do is this, because this will make it easier. So we need an iterator for the ID and the params object. I1 is less than BP list. Length I1 plus plus. Now params I1 equals BP list I1, and then return params. So we're just going to do that for the first one and see what happens. So grab these, save, overwrite 4. Hey, gen base params not found because gen base gen base BASE game instance weapon handler dot prototype function. Oh, this. Right. Function is a member of weapon handler, so we have to put this on it. Okay, now let's try it. Alright, overwrite. So, so now it's 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 10, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5, 0, 6, 0. So they're still in a similar pattern to what they are in here, except the index is no longer an index, it's a key, and the key is the parameter. So we hit OK and OK. What does the save file